Chef Alex. Welcome back to our home. Today we're cooking a catering. It's a very small catering for just a couple of people. So we're going to start out with some bread, and then we're going to move on to salad dressing. Now, the bread I've already done, okay? This is just the basic bread that I've done in other videos, where you take 2.5 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of yeast, salt, a little oil, and some water. That's it. Blend it. Give it an hour. We're going to sit here for an hour, and then we're going to punch it down. And then in an hour and 30 minutes later, we're going to bake it. Because this is for lunch, so we're making fresh bread. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do over here is we're going to make some salad dressing. Because we're going to top our sandwiches with salad stuff. Okay? But before we do that, we want to dress it. We want our salad to taste good. Okay? So we're going to make today an onion dressing. All right? Now this is a really, really good dressing. Now what you're going to need is you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of vinegar, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of oil, and 1 small onion. Those are your ingredients. Okay? So essentially what I'm going to do here for my lunch is I'm essentially going to just trim this off. And I don't have, a lot to do for the lunch. It's mainly sandwiches, bread, and stuff like that. So we're going to take our time and make some really good everything else, okay? Because cold cuts already come done. So now, I don't need to cut these really small because my blender is a mule, okay? So if you don't have a very strong blender, I recommend that you cut these small. The smaller you cut them, the easier they'll blend, okay? So come over here. Got my onion in there. Now this is 1/2 cup. I'm gonna get the other 1/4 cup. Okay. This is our 3/4 of a cup of vinegar. And we're going to go 3/4 of a cup of oil. Right? And always a little salt and a little pepper. Right? So you see what I mean? It turns it into a liquid. So if this is your dressing right there, okay? That's your dressing, all right? That's really, really nice. It's sweet, it's tart, it's oniony, it's peppery, it's salty. It's got that little nice, it's gorgeous. So this is gonna go really, really well with our sandwiches. All right, so we're gonna come back 2.5 hours when we put our bread in the oven and start dressing our salads and getting everything ready for the sandwiches. We'll come back. now that we've taken it out and it's sat for an hour and 30 minutes and it's rested, it's puffed up, look how beautiful it is. I've painted it with some egg, just whisked egg, that's it, the whole egg, all right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about this real quick. Okay. Now, there's a difference between this and this, okay? This is phenomenal for slicing and dicing and being a chef and doing everything you have to do in your kitchen, etc. And you can do this with this. However, this is really thick and really blunt. No matter how sharp you get it, it's not going to be sharp or as thin as this. When you cut with this, what it's going to do is deflate it, all right? And then it's going to drag inside the bread. It won't do it right, all right? So this has to be so ridiculously sharp. Or one of these. These are $6, $7. You can get them on Amazon. Okay? So essentially what you do is you take it. Now the difference is this is going to just split it open, okay? All right? Now I'm just looking to give it a slice so that it can open itself in the oven, okay? I just want one slice. All right? I want to get it a little deep so it can open up nicely. All right? And eventually you'll have to replace the blade on this, so I recommend having extra razors. As you can see, this is already starting to get a little blunt because it's struggling to go through the bread. See? All right, so next step goes into a 400-degree oven, 20 to 25 minutes. We'll be back. All right, our next component today in our catering is going to be our salad. Now, we're ready to start our salads. So, the salad, you want to do this right at the end if you're going to dress it, okay? You got maybe 10, 15 minutes and then it's going to start to wilt on you. So, you better be sure that it's time, okay? So, with that said, we're sure it's time. Now, I have bagged pre-mix, okay, that's ready to eat, pre-washed, the whole thing, okay? Now, normally people just put dressing on this, okay, but that's incorrect. So the first thing you have to do is season it with salt and pepper, okay? Put a lot. Now that your salad is seasoned with impeccably clean hands, okay? You get it in here and you toss it, all right? Why do we toss it before we get the salad dressed? So we can mix the salt and the pepper, okay? You can see the little black pepper flakes on the salad, all right? So now that we don't need this, we can put it away. And then the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is how to dress a salad, okay? So this is the onion dressing that we made a little while ago. It's been sitting, so I have to stir it to re-emulsify it a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit here, all right? Maybe about a half a cup, all right? This is 2 bags of pre-mixed already. That's romaine lettuce with radicchio, and pretty much that's it, all right? And what you're going to do is you're going to get in here and you're going to toss this, all right? Now notice how I haven't added anything else to this lettuce. There's no tomato, there's no onion, there's none of that stuff, okay? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because this is the stuff that the doctor says you have to eat, so this is the crap you got to eat, all right? So this is the stuff we want to make taste good. Tomatoes are fruit. Radishes are bitter. Cucumbers are really nice, you know? So those are your add-ons that taste good, okay, by themselves. So you dress your salad. This is the salad down here, and those are your fixings, okay? Now, come closer so you can see. See how this is wet, but it's not dripping. Now look down here, you see? There's no extra There's no extra dressing there, okay? That means that it's all in the lettuce. All right, now let me rinse my hands. Remember, impeccably clean hands for this, all right? This is the most important thing. This is raw food. You make people sick, okay? So very important, all right? Now remember, this is a to-go, so I'm making salads to go. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let's make it on the big side, okay? All right. Now remember, these give you the option of using one side or the other, which is the nice part about it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a nice salad here, and I need 5. But I'm going to make the 5th one on the fly because it's for later. Okay. So what are we going to do here? We're going to divide up our lettuce so that everybody gets the same amount of lettuce. Okay. Get a nice big salad. You know. All right. As you can see, they're all nice and big, okay? All right, the next thing I have to do is prep this area for my fixins, so give me a few minutes and I'll come right back. All right, so we have all our fixins. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make this look nice, all right? So we're gonna put a couple of slices of tomato in each one. So let's go with, let's say 3, okay? And let me make 1 or 2, and then I'll let my assistant finish. And then we'll take a little line of radish, make a little bit of cucumber. It doesn't have to be anything special, you know. I mean, this is lunch, guys. Remember, it just has to taste good. All right, that is pretty as a bonus. So we're going to go with some fresh strawberries that I've sliced. All right. All right. And then we're going to take some fresh nuts, throw those on the top with some cranberry, some candied cranberries, and some croutons. Alright, this is almost done. Let me get the I have to have a little bit of the good stuff. Alright, and those are our salad. Alright, so we're making the smoothies now. Very simple. I got mixed fruit, frozen bananas. Take them out of the peel, put them in chunks, freeze them, okay? More or less equal parts with apple juice. Take 1 large tablespoon of yogurt. That's it. Horsepower, but it still gets stuck. Let's finish this. This will be done now. Look at that. It's not moving out there, so that means you got to get in there and stir it. Oh, there it goes. Saw that. Now, at the very end, about a 1/4 cup. Not enough to sweeten, but not enough to take the bitterness out. That's your fruit smoothie right there, baby. Enjoy. All right, so we're doing the sandwich today in our catering. All right, this is the sandwich component. So what are we going to do here? Now, we have options. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for last because I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do. I'll decide now. So this is the bread that we made today. All right, I sliced it. And this is what it looks like on the inside. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some mayo. And I'm going to love it up. Okay. Now we only do one side, all right? The other side is going to have the salad. The salad's going to be dressed, okay? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the cold cuts. Now I have some ham here we got from the store. And essentially you're going to open it up like this. They come already sliced, so all you need to do is just unfan it, okay? So, see what I mean? See how easy that is? And you can layer it. Now I'm feeding, just so you know, I'm feeding a construction crew. So these boys, you know, they can eat some food. You know, the other day I made a 6-pound meatloaf, and it vanished. So, all right. So we got one, and now we're gonna put some turkey. Same thing. Okay. These come. All you got to do is unfan them. Now, if you're making a sandwich spread type thing, then you know it's going to be a pain in the butt because you have, you know, you have the square bread. But for this is perfect. Okay. So let me spread this out a little bit since it's the top layer. Excellent. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start adding our stuff. Oh, almost forgot. We have crispy bacon. Nice crispy bacon. Now we're going to start the best way to cook bacon. Okay. Now, you lay it out in a sheet pan and you put it in a 400-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right. And it's going to come out like this every single time. All right. Look how even that is. If you put this on a skillet, how even that is. If you put this on a skillet, it's going to bubble up, and you're going to get sections where some parts are burned, some parts aren't. Now, I like crispy bacon. That's me. That's my preference. This is my house, so we get crispy bacon. If you like juicier bacon, a little bit more tender, you can always cook it a little less, all right? So it's all up to you. Remember, after 140 degrees, 138 degrees, this is completely safe and it's cured, so it's safe. You know? So anything after medium, you know, I know that it's really juicy that way, but some people like it. So just keep an eye on it. This could take anywhere between 15 to 22 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven, on how hot it gets and how hot it stays and the temperatures, you know what I mean? So you'll have to do this in your oven and see. All right, we'll be back. Now we're going to start with our layers. Okay. See what I mean about the mandolin? These mandolins, they make the slices very thin, and you can make one tomato go a very long way. And believe me, they're going to get full. This is a really large meal. All right. So we have nice nice cucumbers. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And now, so we're going to use some store-bought Italian vinaigrette. All right. Now it's the same principle as what I said before, okay? Don't overdress this. And don't underdress it either. All right. Now we have, in their salad, we have onion dressing. So I'm not going to overkill this by adding onions to it, okay? So we're going to dress this. This is for 2 very large sandwiches, so this is going to be half. Okay. All right. So half. All right. Come back here. And we're going to close this. All right. And we're going to cut it. Cut this over here. We're going to cut this one over here. Just make sure we go all the way through. Okay. And this is our sandwich for today. And remember, learn to cook and you'll eat better.